Guys, it's Mushroom Pie FPV here. How are you doing? It's been a while now since my last vlog. It's been quite busy at work as well, so didn't really had much time to fiddle around with my quad or go out flying on a weekend. Been more of like family weekends so far. There's been so many events that had happened past few weeks. Well, it's 2018, so what do we expect, guys? Racing? Well, if I do have lots of time to like burn packs and practice and arrange meetups with friends, then set up location wise here in Hong Kong, which we all know that it's quite impossible, or maybe freestyling, really stress and get around places, but not so much spot that you can spot here in Hong Kong, to be honest. The tiny whoop ones, there are quite a number of places that are available here in Hong Kong, and we've got local groups here that host tiny whoop races as well quite frequently, but I've never really entered myself. Don't know why. I think maybe I feel like there's still something that's missing inside the feeling of that adrenaline when you're racing those bigger size quads. But anyway, to get down to this point of my video, I wanted to let you know that I've been thinking of building my own 3D rig. 3D has always been there since before even the mini quads, like helis back in the day. This has been a feature that's already been in the technology for quite some time. So I thought that 2018 can be something that I can think of learning in terms of skill sets on mini quads, and maybe 3D is one of them. Give it a shot. I'm gonna modify my current quad that I have. It's the 230 Mojo. So as far as I know, the ESCs that comes with these quad unprogrammable. So basically it's either you get the hardware to program it or you just change the ESC. So I was suggested by my friend from Underground FPV to get the Kamikaze ESC32 amp V2. Description below the link of the ESCs that I'm mentioning. Purchase those ESC and install on this Mojo and go through all those configurations. So I'll put a link under my description as well about configuring your ESCs to function bidirectional and enabling the 3D on Betaflight. So hopefully once I have everything set up, I'll do a maiden flight on it and then show it to you guys. But yeah, so I'll be working with this Mojo here and see how it goes. 3D, don't know what's gonna happen. Feels strange probably. Oh, and also aside from that, got myself a Taranis lately. I got the plus one with the carbon, with the M9 gimbal and everything. Got the case with me here from Free Sky, FR Sky, whatever you call it. As you can see, I modified the bag itself. So I have my radio underneath here. I got my goggles up here. So I've got two-in-one purpose for the bag. So you just have to cut the upper part and make sure you put the original pads back. So I'm gonna show you guys what I did on my Taranis to enable the 3D aspects of my flying. A little bit more of my Taranis, since I'm a thumb pinch, I don't know what you call it, this is hybrid. This is how I fly. As you notice, I removed those unnecessary switch on top. So I left the side scroll switches here, the beepers. And this is for my flight controls. I've got the acro, angle, or horizon, whatever you call that. This can be useful for, say, if I'm flying a tiny whoop, those arm and disarm switch, or extra switch for other purposes, I don't know what. So yeah, this is what I'm flying with. So this gives me a very good space for my other fingers if I fly. Got tons of free space there. Based on the research that I did on the internet, that with the throttle you will have the middle as your zero idle. Pull up like this, that means you're giving your quad punch, which is the normal flying. If you're inverted, you basically pull this down so that when you're inverted, that's where you get your punch back. So it's gonna be like when your quad are tilt upwards like this, inverted, and when you pull this down, it actually goes up. Problem is, you don't know where you are. So my feeling is that if I make this as my midpoint for my zero throttle, whenever I'm inverted, this is going to go back to zero. That means I'll be able to land inverted more properly, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to try it. I'll have to try it till I know it. If you're a 3D pilot, I'm sure you probably don't agree with me saying, oh, you don't put springs on your throttle and all that. But I don't know, I mean, I'm a new breed of flying 3D. It's still baby in my hands, in my memory, in my muscle. I'll give this a try and maybe work on this as my default settings. The tension is not that hard, so it feels quite light and, you know, generous. Not like the roll and the pitch, it's a bit harder, as you can see here. So I'll give that a try. So when you punch out, 0 throttle invert, give it a little bit of a throttle inverted, and 0 back to land the quad invertedly. I don't know. Well, we'll get there one day. So I'm going to modify my quad first, and then I'll show you guys. Once I get the ESCs, I'll show you guys how I change it on this Mojo. Right? So until then, see you on my next video. Ciao.